Hush. Hey, I got things to say. I gotta.
Welcome to the Peakster podcast program. My name is Jared Epram, and I'm here today with Gabe Salazar and Dylan Ahazadeh. What's up, guys?
What up?
All right, that Thursday night game was a little bit better than expected,
I
wouldn't you
told
say?
you guys it was going to be the best game of the week.
No, you literally said it was horrible.
No, bro, I said it's going to be so exciting.
All right, whatever. But, yeah. Wasting no time. I mean, it was really exciting for the bits and pieces that I got to watch. In the first half, the Rams scored on 4 of their 5 possessions. Todd Gurley had 3 touchdowns in the first half, and then they had a field goal on the other.
Keep that cup empty, bro.
That's a cute face, Gabe. Todd Gurley's just like domination of this game for the better half of it really opened up the game for Jared Goff. He finished 22 for 28 with 292 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Quarterback in the league.
Yeah, Jared Goff played really good.
I know Gabe really freaking has a man crush on Jared Goff right now, but what did you guys think of the game?
I don't watch it. I watched highlights.
Okay.
I was watching it in my stats exam, and I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
I didn't like the call, though, at the end.
The OPI?
It was 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, the offensive pass interference.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do Hoyer like that.
Yeah.
Hoyer played pretty good.
Yeah, I think he had like a 62% completion percentage. I mean, he played fine considering what is around him.
Both offenses.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins surprised me.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins played well.
I don't know why he surprised you, bro. I
'cause
told you.
He hasn't done anything in the NFL, that's why.
Bro, he had like 1,000 receiving yards in the first year.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did. I was hearing it.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, the one thing I just have to say is the end of the game, if you're the 49ers, you have 5 minutes left on the clock, down 8, you score, kickoff, they fumble on the kickoff, you get it. Inside, in their territory, you have the ball, you fail to score, and then they throw a pick, and then you fail to score again. It's just, I mean, I know there was that offensive pass interference call, but
Yeah, that's just inexperience.
yeah, they're young. I know Shanahan said he didn't really care about the loss, but still, that easily could have been a win, and that could have said a lot about your team and set you guys on the right path, but it happens, I guess.
I also think it showed that they played hard, though, because they played the Seahawks hard last week.
And they definitely competed. Like, the Rams were dominating this game to begin with, and the 49ers gradually got back into it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been mad if I bet -3 on the Rams.
I think... Did we have the 49ers in our bottom 3 last week, Dylan?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't, but
We
I don't
had
know.
bottom 4 though, so it's basically the same thing.
That kind of
It's
looks...
the difference between 3 and 4.
Depending on how the
3,
Browns play this
4.
week... Depending on how the Browns play this week against the Colts, I think we could have been wrong on that, because they look like they're competitive. I mean, not...
Yeah.
They're still going to win, like, 3 games, but they'll
Maybe.
compete. They'll compete. But yeah, we're going to talk about a couple games from this upcoming Sunday. The first of which being the Lions and the Cardinals. So, Dylan, what do you have to say about that?
Lions and Falcons, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Monday night game. Go ahead.
Yeah, Falcons are
That
going
was
to
even the
Lions.
Monday night game.
No, because I was going to say Cowboys and Cardinals, and then I was like, no, that's wrong. And then I said, anyway, go on.
As much as I praised the Lions last week, I don't think they're going to win this one for obvious reasons. I think the Lions defense has really shown something for the first 2 games. Actually, no, just last game. First game wasn't really showing anything. But
They had 3 takeaways.
I know, but they gave the Carson Palmer like 25 points, something like that.
No, they had 17. Anyway.
Anyways, okay. But yeah, I just think the Falcons offense is gonna overpower the young good play by the defense. But I think it's gonna be a shootout. Honestly, I still really like the Lions, so I think they're gonna put up a fight. But the Falcons are arguably the best team in the league.
Yeah.
To you guys, and second for me. So
I don't think it's saying much if the Lions lose this game.
Yeah, I know.
I
If they
mean,
put up a fight, they'll still be in
yeah.
contention.
Like if they just roll over, it's a different story. But Matt Stafford likes to play hard in the fourth quarter. He likes to come back. So I'd assume it's still going to be close. It's not like the Falcons' defense are like world stoppers. Matthew
And they're gonna
Stafford's
play from behind though.
yeah, definitely because the
The
Falcons
Falcon,
the Falcons are
Falcons
good at
just score at
scoring
will.
early. Yeah, they score early really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the same. I think the Cardinal or the said it again. I think the Falcons are probably going to win this game too. Gabe, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting game, though,
If
to
the
watch.
Falcons win, I need Golden Tate to do good because the Falcons can't guard slot receivers. And
Yeah, that's true.
They lost Vic Beasley.
Yeah, Vic Beasley's out for, 4 weeks? So that should be good,
Yeah.
really good for Stafford because that basically negates the little Falcons pass rush that they had. So he's going to have time, which is good for him.
But I would like to say I would not be surprised if the Lions pull out an upset.
I'd be shocked.
I would not.
They don't win.
Yeah, I definitely think the Falcons win. I'd be surprised if the Lions won, but it's not like something totally inconceivable.
Yeah.
Considering
I mean, I didn't put them in my bets.
Yeah.
Because I'm just. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Well, so we all think the Falcons are going to win.
Yeah.
All right. Next game of the afternoon, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. This game, I think, has the potential to be very interesting, but
Boring.
as of right now, the way the Seahawks are playing, I mean, they're averaging 10.5 points through the first 2 weeks, and they played the 49ers and only put up 14 points when we just saw what the Rams did to them. Russell Wilson really just has no time.
12 points.
Sorry, did I say 14? My fault.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson just really doesn't have time in the pocket. He's running, like, he's always been someone to scramble and make something out of nothing, but, like, this season more than anything, he's really having to improvise. And you can tell, like, it's taking a beating on him. His throws that usually are there aren't. He's still making good plays, but I still think it's too much. So, yeah, I think the Titans win. But another thing that I saw today, since 2014, Seattle is 2-7 in games played in the Central Time, which, I don't know. I think if that was like 3 games, it'd be different. But since we have a large sample size, that it probably says something about them. And Pete Carroll has said before that he doesn't care if their team starts slow because it's about how you finish. So I'm not really worried about the Seahawks for the season because we see them do this every year. They start slow and everyone's like, what's wrong with the Seahawks? And then week 7 comes around and Russell Wilson starts tearing teams apart. So
I don't think they start 0-3 though.
no, they don't.
That'd be a pretty
They're
big
1-1. They won last week.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
Never mind.
starting 1-2, losing to the Titans and the Packers, like it could be worse.
Yeah.
Like they still haven't played the Rams, which if the Rams are actually good, and I think they play the Rams next week, but the Rams usually play them close, but still.
Yeah, the Rams always play them close.
They have a lot of really easy games coming up, so I'm not worried at all. And like they have talent on their team. I mean, that defense is ridiculous. But yeah, if anything, like I don't think the Titans are going to be able to like put up a lot of points just because, like I said, how good that defense is and how good the secondary is. Yeah, one thing to look for is right now DeMarco Murray is limited. We don't know if he's going to play it. They haven't released it, but that means Derrick Henry's probably going to get a lot more snaps, even though they're already splitting them 50-50. So he could have a really good game. I'm looking excited. I'm excited to see what he does.
I think Seattle wins, but because I feel like Tennessee's the hot pick right now. Everyone likes to pick the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans won just because it's still early in the season. The Seahawks don't start off hot ever.
Yeah.
I think Seattle would win.
I think that's fair. My biggest thing is just like I like to see good teams take care of bad teams, and I think we saw that last week with the Titans. Like they just dismantled the Jags.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of people were saying the Jags are gonna play them really close.
Yeah.
No,
I heard that.
It was pretty close.
Yeah,
and then
the
halftime,
line-
I don't know what happened. The Titans scored like 30 points.
They do that all the time. The Jags like play the teams close, and then they get blown out, and then Blake Bortles puts up a lot of garbage time stats at the end. And I think that's a good sign of good teams when they take care of bad teams. And then we didn't see that with the Seahawks last week. So, I don't know. I have more confidence in the Titans. I like Marcus Mariota's growing every day, which is nice to see. No Corey Davis, though, which I know he was a favorable target in the first 2 games, but then he went down to injury.
I still think Tennessee's like inexperienced. Though. Like
That's
Seattle has more experience, so I think that gives them the edge.
Yeah.
But
What do you think, Dylan?
I think Titans win.
Okay. All right. Sunday night football. Gabe, take it away.
so we got Oakland and Washington. I expect this game to be a shootout, mostly because the Redskins' defense isn't that good to start off with, and besides that, the Redskins' offense hasn't looked as good as it was last year. Because last year Kirk Cousins was a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Because they don't really have a run game ever, so they just kind of resort to throwing it high volume. And then also another thing is that Cousins hasn't had he has a completely different set of receivers from last year. They just got Pryor. The only person they really still have is Jordan Reed.
And that one guy, I can't think of his name.
They lost Pierre Garçon.
Jamison
too.
Crowder.
Yeah, they have Crowder. They lost Garçon though. They lost who else? They lose Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Kirk Cousins will start playing good again. He just has to get used to his receivers. I don't think the receivers are as good as they were last year though, but I think they're good enough that he'll get used to them. But I expect a high-scoring game. But I think the Skins are going to be playing from behind, and I think the Raiders get the win. I think that's an easy -3.
Yeah. My biggest thing with this game is two biggest things actually. One, I just think the Redskins' offensive line is just bad. Like Kirk Cousins doesn't have any protection. He doesn't really have time to make his decisions. He kind of just has to get the first thing and go. And I also think that the Redskins are still really tired and beat from that Rams game because they really had to fight against the Rams to pull that one out. Like that was a really tough game.
Yeah.
The entire game, and I think they're still tired when the Raiders last week had the Jets.
But another thing is the Raiders' secondary is still kind of a liability on the defense, so I expect Cousins to have a big game.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter when you have an inferior offensive line and like Khalil Mack on the defense. Like he's going to be under pressure.
No.
So
the only thing though is Jordan Reed's questionable. So
yeah, I don't think Jordan Reed's going to be playing. I think he got back to practice today, but he's limited still.
I like Pryor though, so I'm kind of waiting on them to build chemistry.
Yeah.
Because I've always liked Pryor when he was in Cleveland, so I don't know if he was just getting stats because it was garbage time in Cleveland, or if he's actually a good receiver in the NFL. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I've never really liked Pryor.
I liked him because he started off as a quarterback and was able just to switch off positions so easily to receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
So,
and he went to Ohio State.
You think Raiders are going to win? I think Raiders are going to win. Dylan?
Raiders, but I think it's going to be closer than we expect.
Oh, no. I think it's going to be at least...
I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Well, I don't think
I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Raiders cover.
I don't know about close game, but I think it's going to be like...
I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I say at least 10
or less.
10-point victory or more for the Raiders, in my opinion.
I say 10 or less.
Yeah. I think the Raiders are good. We're really underrated. Like, they have the best passing offense in the league. And Michael...
Well, you guys rated him like, what? What was your...
I had him second.
5? Yeah, I had him
4.
I had him 5th.
Yeah. I don't know. Michael Crabtree looks like he did in his later years with the 49ers. Like, he looks really good right now.
I like Crabtree, and I think
Crabtree
the other thing...
I like Crabtree.
I think the thing is that everyone's still focused on Cooper and kind of sees him as the number one option, so I think Norman's going to be on Cooper on Sunday, which will give more looks to Crabtree.
Does Norman play receivers or sides of the field?
I think, no, he plays
receivers, I think. But, I mean, like, I don't know who he's going to play yet, though, but I would assume that he's going to go on Cooper, or maybe he'll switch off.
He'll stay on Crabtree. I don't think.
Crabtree's the end zone receiver.
It doesn't even matter. He's
Cooper is more of the...
Well, I still think everyone thinks Cooper's the number one receiver, though. I mean, I think they're interchangeable, honestly. Like,
yeah,
they're both really good, but, like, you never know who's going to have the big game.
Does the Redskins have another corner?
I am not sure.
I forgot who their corner is.
Yeah. All right. So we all have the Raiders?
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. All right, moving on to Monday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys traveling to the Arizona Cardinals, and our very own Gabe Salazar has the privilege of traveling to his annual Cowboys game. So, what are you looking forward to in this game, Gabe?
Domination.
Yeah,
I think Zeke bounces back because they're playing. Even though the Cardinals' defense is good, I still think the Cowboys control the tempo, and they pretty much control the game because I think they're a way better team than the Cardinals. And then as far as the Cardinals offense, I don't know because they couldn't score on the Colts, and the Cowboys defense is banged up and wasn't good as it was already. So that's kind of going to be another thing, whether the Cowboys can stop them. Because if the Cardinals can score on us, it'll be a close game.
Yeah.
Domination.
Bryant, even though Patrick Peterson's like a great cornerback, Bryant scored on him the last 2 times they played. He scored a touchdown. One game he had like 6 receptions and like 100-something yards. The second game he didn't have that many. It was like 2 receptions and like 19 yards, but he got a touchdown. So hoping Bryant gets on the touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that Zeke has a bounce back game.
But I think the Cowboys cover the spread to -3. I think the spread's kind of low.
Yeah, the spread's kind of low, but
I think it's because Cardinals are 2-0, but they
I don't
haven't
think
been
it's
impressive at all.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Honestly, like on Wednesday, I was saying that I think the Cowboys easily covered this -3, and it'll probably be a lot further. But I don't think Carson Palmer, like going back and looking at some things, I don't think he's looked as bad as we think. The first game was pretty bad, like he was throwing away really easy interceptions. But I think people are looking at him worse than they're looking at Eli Manning. When in my opinion,
I think Eli Manning's terrible. I hate Eli Manning.
No, I'm not saying you guys in particular, but just like the general consensus of NFL fans, I feel like we're talking like everyone's burying Carson Palmer already when Eli Manning has looked just as bad, if not worse, and no one's really said. Everyone's blaming it on his offensive line when no one's anything. So anyway, I still think Carson Palmer has the ability to make throws. He's not 2015 Carson Palmer. I don't think anyone's arguing that, but he's always thrown interceptions, even in that year.
Yeah.
He threw a lot of picks, so I'm not worried. I think the biggest thing for him this week is just finding fits because he hasn't really looked like a number 1 receiver recently.
He hasn't thrown into fits at all.
Yeah.
Kept starting him in fantasy. Nothing.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Last year, who was it last week? It was J.J. Nelson, right?
Yeah,
J.J.
Nelson had like 5 for 120, I think.
And he got a TD.
Yeah.
The only TD, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, I still think the Cowboys win, but I think Arizona can keep this close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be not a close game. Same thing with the Raiders-Redskins. I think the Cardinals can put up a fight.
I don't know, by Cowboys cover.
I think if Carson Palmer were to ever like bounce back, it'd be against this Cowboys secondary.
I mean, I want to watch a good game though, because my dad was like, "We can go to the Raiders game or the Cardinals game," and I was like, "I'd rather go to the Raiders," but like I've never been to Arizona, so he's like,
"Cowboys play the Raiders this year?"
Yeah, in Oakland, like week 13.
Yeah, because they're playing the AFC West. That's why they played the Broncos.
Oh yeah.
So that means you play the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of good games. Wait, when did you say the Raiders game was? November?
I think it's week 13.
Oh, okay.
It's like in December when I remember looking.
Yeah.
So all of us have Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So quickly
Dak bounces back too.
Quickly before we go.
Well, yeah, if Zeke bounces back, Dak bounces back.
Yeah. We just want to go through the rest of the games that we didn't talk about and give like our predictions for them, just to be sure. So, starting with the first game, played in London, we have the Ravens in London against the Jaguars. Who do you guys think is going to win?
I like Ravens.
I think Ravens.
-3, right?
3.5.
We're just talking about winning the game, though.
Yeah, not always against the spread,
Isn't it?
but
Mhm.
either way,
Bro.
yeah. We all have the Ravens in that. Broncos at Bills. I think we all have the Broncos also.
Yeah, Broncos.
Yes. Low scoring.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills played this close.
Very low scoring,
I
though.
think that Sean McDermott has been impressive.
Trevor Siemian can't throw 4 touchdowns every game.
Yeah. This is actually an interesting game, this next one. Saints at Panthers. So we have
I take Saints.
NFC South squaring off, but the Panthers are 2-0, and if they were playing actual like good NFL teams, they probably wouldn't be 2-0, and the Saints are 0-2. So, what do you guys think is more likely? The Panthers go 3-0, or the Panthers go Saints? The Panthers go 3-0, and the Saints go 0-3, or the Saints win?
I have Carolina, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints win. I think the spread's kind of high.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to do. I don't know who to pick.
I don't think the Panthers have played a good offense yet,
yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
And the Saints, where is it? Is it in Carolina?
It's in Carolina.
But at the same
If it was
time,
if it was in the dome, then I would say for sure Saints. But since it's in Carolina, I still say Saints, but not like as for sure.
it's
But
still the Saints have the worst secondary in the league. So
Yeah.
even though Cam Newton hasn't played well,
Yeah,
he's still
Cam Newton
like
hasn't
he's
proved
shown he's been a
himself
good
yet.
quarterback. So
I mean, not proof
I feel like
himself,
he could
but,
bounce
you
back.
know.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to take the Panthers because I don't trust the Saints defense, and I think that Carolina could easily hold.
Yeah, the
Saints.
Carolinas have a good defense.
Yeah, Carolina has a really good defense this year. And
But yeah, I was.
yeah, the one
Sorry,
thing, the injury to Greg Olsen kind of hurts, but we'll see. So I have the Panthers. What do you guys have?
I have Saints.
Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking through the games and I said like, if I had to pick one upset, it would be the Saints.
Yeah. All right, Steelers at Bears.
No brainer.
Pittsburgh.
I actually don't know about that. Pittsburgh has a history of losing to bad teams on the road.
I don't know.
Trend doesn't continue.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm probably still going to take the Steelers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears win.
What? Yeah, no.
I cut my dick
see.
off if the Bears won.
All right, I'll hold you to that. Browns Colts.
Browns, Cleveland,
I take Cleveland.
Kaiser.
I really want to take the Browns. I just don't like the Colts. So, all
Yeah,
right, let's do it.
Get that win.
Everyone has to lock in the Browns on all of us. This game I was actually really looking forward to, but then Sam Bradford's out again. The Buccaneers at Vikings. I don't think that Case Keenum can compete against this Buccaneers team.
definitely not.
If it was Bradford, I would be very.
Torn.
I'd be very interested in watching this game, but
I would not touch. I would not touch that game.
If Bradford was playing, or just in general,
Bradford. I mean, I don't like Bradford, but obviously Bradford's like
better
better
than
than
Case Keenum.
Keenum.
Yeah. So we all have the Bucks on the road.
Yeah, I like Winston and Party.
Yeah. Texans at Patriots. We all have the Texans, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You think they cover that spread though?
No.
-14.
Wait, the Patriots or the Texans?
Patriots.
Yes. I don't think it's close.
I mean,
Big.
yeah,
I
I,
mean,
don't think it's close,
like,
but I wouldn't take.
who's
I
better
never
than-
take big spreads.
The last two times the Patriots have had a big spread against the Texans, they've covered.
That's true.
The
They play
playoffs
really
and
good
the
against the
playoffs
Texans.
and week 3 of last year. And they had Jacoby Brissett and they shut him out like 28-0 or something.
Yeah,
What I
like
don't get is why the
30-0.
spreads are always so big against the Texans if they've always like been okay. Like the Saints spread wasn't that big. And the
Well, because
Saints.
they kick
The
the
Saints have
Texans.
a good offense.
They kick the Texans' butt every time they play.
Yeah, they destroy the Texans, and they're gonna do it again.
All right, Dolphins at Jets.
I know you got Jets in this one, huh, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Jets. I don't know why. I don't really have any reason to believe that the Jets are gonna win, but I just have a feeling, and I'm gonna go with it.
It's at New York, right?
Yes.
Cutler's back.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the Jets were to win one game this year,
No,
they have to win one.
Yeah.
But I still pick Dolphins.
You got your boy Jay Cutler, Gabe?
Yeah, Dolphins.
All right.
I don't trust Jay Cutler yet.
Giants at Eagles. Eagles easily.
Philly.
I don't think this is close.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know.
That's
I
okay.
think,
really
it's,
don't.
I think it's at least a touchdown game.
Carson Wentz has been impressive though.
I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are going to play super good every week. And I think the Giants eventually have to get over their ass play.
No, I don't think. Why? I have no reason to believe that the Giants are going to be good.
Yeah, but
Fletcher
no,
Cox is going to eat Eli Manning alive.
Carson Wentz has another big day.
if I had to bet on it, because I was looking at it and I was like, you know how I said if I had to pick one upset game,
Yeah.
it was between the Giants and Saints.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hate the Giants, but I don't trust either teams.
I trust the Eagles. I don't trust the Giants.
I don't think we can trust the Eagles yet. Just 2 games.
They've looked good.
I don't know. Yeah, I take Eagles.
You have the Eagles, Gabe?
Yeah, I like Carson Wentz.
Yeah. All right. Bengals Packers moving into the afternoon. Bengals
Best
at
quarterback
Packers.
in the league.
Yep, Andy Dalton. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers gonna throw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks.
Hopefully, I'll
Yeah.
destroy Aaron.
I think that this is going to be a really big day for the Packers. I just think that Aaron Rodgers walks out with at least three passing touchdowns.
And don't forget about my boy Montgomery, that fantasy stud. They're gonna use him in the passing game.
All right.
He has 3 touchdowns the last 2 games.
Yeah.
One of them was receiving touchdown. The other one was a running. Even though the one that was receiving wasn't really receiving because it was like that shovel pass, like in the red zone. That counted as a pass.
It's because the ball went forward. But yeah.
I like Montgomery.
So we all have the Packers?
Yes.
Yeah. When is this Bengals team going to get a win? I'm going to look at their schedule right now. I guess they're at the Browns next week. Which, who knows?
I don't know.
They could both be 0-3 at that time. Imagine that. Who would have thought before the year that the Bengals and the Browns would be competing for last in the AFC North?
No one.
All right. Last game, Chiefs at Chargers.
Bro, we skipped Seattle, didn't we?
No, I talked about Seattle.
We talked about Seattle.
Oh.
Yeah. Chiefs at Chargers.
I got Chiefs, but if I had to pick an upset, this game intrigues me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Phillip Rivers guy. And they played well. It's not like they've been playing bad.
The Chargers, the thing with the Chargers is they play to the level of their competition. They look like a really good football team against some teams, and then we see last week that they just look mediocre.
Bad luck.
It's not even bad luck. There are a million things.
They don't perform at the end.
There are a million things they could have done different in that game, like not calling a timeout.
It's not just that field goal that made them lose.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have won though if they made the field goal though.
Yeah, I know, but I understand that, but like they could have preserved it.
But it's a repeated history of this game. It's not like that's just a one-time.
No, I know
they do this all the time. So it's
if anything, they've proven that they're not like an upset team.
Yeah. I mean, I like Phillip Rivers, even though history tells me that they're not going to win. I still like Phillip Rivers, but I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think they look.
I still take the Chiefs, but
I think Kareem Hunt easily has over 150 yards from scrimmage this game. In my opinion.
And I mean, the Chargers played the Broncos tough too in Week 1. If it wasn't for the block,
first game, though,
tied it.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We've always been saying that.
Saying what?
First game.
First game what?
No, that's just you saying that, Dylan.
That wasn't me. You guys said that. When I said the Falcons lost to the Bears, close.
But they still won.
Okay, so the Broncos still won.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the Chargers played them tough.
I know, and the Bears played the Falcons tough.
But I didn't say
anything.
I didn't say anything about the Broncos being bad. I just said the Chargers played them tough.
I know, but yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
what?
if you could say that, then you could say the Bears played the Falcons tough.
No, because the Bears
they did play the Falcons tough. No, but the Falcons still won, and they're still 2-0, and they have a better record than the Patriots.
Yeah, and the Bears have been bad for 3 seasons. So it's different. It's not like they got better this offseason than they played them tough.
And the Chargers have been bad for 3 seasons.
Not the Bears bad.
They haven't made the playoffs.
Okay, wow, they're in the best division in football. They haven't been
nothing to say.
And they've been injured, bro. They haven't had Keenan Allen for like the majority of the last 3 seasons. And their offensive line gets injured every year. Their defense gets injured every year. I'm not making excuses for them, but it's not like they're some like bottom feeder.
I know, but you can't just use the fact that they played the Broncos close to like say they're a good team.
I didn't say they're a good team. I just said they played the Broncos tough.
I don't know. I just don't see them beating the Chiefs.
I literally said the Chiefs win. I just said the Chargers are an intriguing upset pick.
Why'd you say the Broncos thing then? Like, what's the point of that?
Because they played them tough.
It shows that they play them close because he's saying he wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers won because they play teams close.
I don't know. I don't think that matters.
All right, agree to disagree. So we all have the Chiefs?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this Sunday preview.
49 minutes.
Yep, we'll be back again this weekend with other things. We're going to talk about a little weekly fantasy, a little daily fantasy, some spreads. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll also be back on Tuesday to recap a couple of the games we talked about, see what other games impressed us, and then talk about the Thursday night game. So until then, thank you for listening to the Peakster Podcast program. We'll see you soon.
Fuck you and don't hit you till I crave it. Whatever you finna say, save it. I be like, my bad, girl, I'm busy. You know I always say the same shit. Hit you when I'm back in the city. When I'm back in